Hi, it's Mark from TLR. I'm here with Sarah Jane Walker of Bodyworks Physiotherapy, Sports Physiotherapy in North Vancouver, BC. And we're going to introduce her. How you doing, Sarah?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Well, how did you get into physiotherapy?
So, physiotherapy was kind of something that I had in the back of my mind growing up as a young athlete. I did quite a bit of sports growing up, and I think kind of when I was introduced to it the most was when I had one of the biggest injuries of growing up as an athlete. So, I did competitive gymnastics for several years, and with that came a lot of kind of rolling ankles and falling and whatnot. So when I sprained my ankle the first time, I kind of jumped right back into things without doing any rehab at all. Unfortunately, that kind of then led me to re-injuring myself not even a year later. Again, I kind of was in the atmosphere of being a competitive athlete and constantly training and trying to get back as quick as possible. So again, I did not follow any type of rehab process, which led me to the third time. So with that being said, I then now have chronic ankle instability, which unfortunately means that the ligaments around my ankle have been damaged so much that they're very mobile. Like I have a lot of mobility in my ankles, and that tends to lead to other things kind of going forward. So that the mistakes I made as a young athlete, not really understanding or following any rehab process, kind of made me a little bit more intrigued of learning about that. So that's when I kind of thought about physiotherapy might be the profession for me.
So how was it getting into the physio schools? I know it's pretty competitive.
Yeah, it definitely is quite competitive. So I actually did apply to the school back home where I live. I was living in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I applied to Dalhousie University, but then I was also kind of given the opportunity to apply to a school across seas. So that was Glasgow Caledonian University in Scotland. And I never actually thought of going there. However, they came to our school and put on this great presentation. And I thought, why not? Why not give it a go and apply and see where it takes me? And my family and my friends were so supportive. They thought it was a great idea. So I applied to that one as well. I found out I got into that one in Scotland, but didn't get into the one in Dalhousie. So it was kind of a no brainer for me. I thought about staying home and doing the application process again. However, I think that opportunity was given to me for a reason. So I then went on to live in Scotland for 2 years on my own and finished my master's in physiotherapy. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I got my education and I was also culturally educated at the same time and learned a lot about myself and became way more independent. So I think that was just the right decision for myself. And even though I didn't get in the first time at Dalhousie, I think getting into another school as well is just as accomplished. So yeah.
Is there much difference in physiotherapy in Great Britain compared to in Canada?
There's not. I think that's kind of what people have a judgment about, is that maybe it might be a little bit easier to get in and whatnot. It is transmissible to Canada. So after you complete your degree, you do have to come and do the credentialing process to make sure that you're eligible to practice in Canada. So that's kind of the testing point to see if your education kind of matches the education in Canada. So you go through the entire bridging process, and then again, everyone has to write the national exam. So I wrote the national exam alongside of all the other Canadian physiotherapists candidates and passed as well. So it just goes to show that the education system is just as good as it is over here.
So what took you from Halifax all the way to North Vancouver?
It's funny because I feel like I've bounced around a little bit, but ultimately I have a sister here who kind of persuaded me a little bit, but I think just the lifestyle out here is a little bit more up my alley. You guys have the weather and the mountains and the water and so many different hiking trails, and the availability to sports year round is awesome. And I think that's something that I admire. And I definitely think that my practice is kind of going to encompass a lot of healthy lifestyle activities and getting back into sports and stuff like that. So I think I was just very intrigued with what I was hearing out here, and you can't beat it. Like, it's gorgeous.
So if you're looking for some physiotherapy for your sports injuries in North Vancouver, the people to call are Bodyworks Physiotherapy. You can book online at body-works.ca, or you can call and get help from Sarah Jane, 604-983-6616 in North Vancouver. Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.